Good evening, Cohort 30 and Dr. Parkinson. This is my presentation for diversity courses in teacher preparation programs, and my name is Megan Derrick-Accéus. The problem of practice that I focused on was, what is the impact of diversity courses in teacher preparation programs? Here are the literature that I reviewed. There are lots of them. If you want to check them out, I will post this video onto Canvas so you can take a look at some of the literature. Why did I choose this topic? My purpose was that once my schooling is complete, I will have spent 10 years taking university-level classes towards education and about 50 classes overall. Of those courses, only one has had the word diversity in the title. So it's a personal connection to me, just a lack of diversity courses. The thesis is diversity courses in teacher preparation programs create teachers that are well equipped to face the reality of students that will be coming in their classrooms. This spanning from students from different cultures, backgrounds, gender identities, and races. The impactful resources, this was the first one. I have the link to this in the notes, so if you want to take a look at it, you're welcome to. It was a qualitative study that focused on how many teacher preparation programs do the bare minimum, only adding a few courses of multicultural education to scrape the surface of culture and language. Data was collected through interviews that were transcribed and clarifying misunderstandings with the participants. Reflections were documented in a research journal. Some themes that were revealed in the data analysis were balancing optimistic perspectives of diversity while facing challenges, authentic experiences with diverse students, universal methods or ideological understandings, and ethnic and linguistic differences, outsider or insider stances. I thought this one was very important because it talked about teacher preparation programs doing the bare minimum, which that is often what we find. Colleges and universities just throw in a few programs just to kind of check the box that, okay, we have diversity courses, we're good, we'll move on, but that leaves teachers underprepared for the students that they will face in reality. Another impactful resource was a qualitative survey of diverse professional development needs of 163 pre-service teachers. In this study, participants were given open-ended questions about topics of diversity that should be offered to the students in the college. So this one I thought was interesting and kind of helpful because the questions were more open-ended. They were not predetermined choices for the participants to pick. We could just get kind of raw data from the participants. The findings from the study were disability and mental illnesses from students, cultural competencies and awareness, LGBTQIA and gender, facilitating conversations about diversity, discrimination, and race ethnicity. So those were some of the professional development needs of those pre-service teachers. General findings from my research was defining the meaning of diversity. So that's one of those topics that we kind of struggle with even as a society. But diversity was kind of defined throughout these studies as students of multicultural backgrounds, spanning from TESOL students to different religions, things like that, LGBTQIA plus students, urban education, dealing with socioeconomic statuses and race, and students with differing abilities, like gifted students and ESE students. Another important finding was culturally responsive teaching, CRT. I know there are lots of CRTs, so it gets a little confusing, but in this topic, it stands for culturally responsive teaching. Within that, teacher identity, so our own personal perceptions of identity, how we view ourselves, and that was focused on the pre-service teachers. Some future directions where I'd like to take this research was to focus curriculum on students of diverse backgrounds, finding out what the specific courses for multiculturalism, LGBTQIA plus students, students of color, and students with differing abilities. I know just because the course doesn't have diversity in the title, it might cover these topics anyway. So kind of figuring out those course codes and the names of the courses anyway. That's kind of where I'd like to head with this. I'd like to continue my research into that realm. And that's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to contact me. I think I've talked to all of you at some point, so I'm pretty sure you can email me or group me or Facebook, whatever, if you have any questions. Thank you very much for your time.